and we kill him more fodder for no reason, just like any other Spyro game. I mean, in this one, like the previous two, they do give lives if you kill like 7 of them or 10 or something. A lot of corridors. I know, an area coming up is one that I don't really like. It's annoying. I just noticed there's these thundercloud enemies in this. I just noticed from a distance they're like a normal cloud colour. I don't know if that's, I think it's just a graphical error. But I think they did actually make them immune to lightning, these, which is kind of a nice detail. Another instance of childhood in the vases. But yeah, this section isn't too great because, as I mentioned before, with Spyro is like acceleration and momentum from when he jumps and goes up and down stairs. And just the fact that they seem to have put some of the platforms a bit too low down, so even if you, in order to get on something, you kind of sometimes have to glide and then hover, and it gives you a little boost in the air, and that's how you actually make the jumps. I'm being very careful here because sometimes if you walk too quickly, you carry too much momentum, and then Spyro keeps walking and he just falls off and dies. Just sneezed there. You probably won't hear it because I've muted the microphone for that moment. But yeah, we're coming to our next cannon, but first... Oh wait, nope, going to the next cannon. Okay, nope, apparently not. Spyro is feeling very indecisive today. He's decided to join the Weimar and embrace their indecisive ways. No, but we got another life. That's a plus. So how many lasers is that now? How many do we need? One more to go. Okay. We're getting there. Just hold in, man. You can do it, champ. Yeah, there's Dragonfly here. It's I kind of like the way they put this one. It's it seems like somewhere where they would put like an orb or an egg in the other two Spyro games. So you know, as much as because I do kind of like this game, just not really giving it much praise. Because I'm a very, I don't know, I don't want the game to get too cocky. I think it's too great. And then you can get on top of these pillars, but there's nothing there, so there's no real point in it. And we will be coming up to another Dragonfly. One with a weird name. Oh, we actually caught this one like high up in the air.
Hey, it's Ice Boy.
And yeah, we got a superhero called Ice Boy. He's red. I remember when I think when I first played the level when I was younger, the audio kind of glitched, and the way that Spyro said Ice Boy, it was like really weird. It was like, hey, it's Ice Boy. Like it came out really weird. That weird grunting noise is an enemy up there. Like I said earlier, the enemies have weird, like, detection. It's not even a radius. I suppose radius like long ways, or like vertically. But yeah, we have a super flame, another super flame challenge, kinda. So we got this bear telling us that the water's electrified. Now the water only hurts you, doesn't insta-kill you, despite being electrified by these clouds. And all you have to do is shoot them all with a super flame. But if you keep standing where I am, the timer keeps resetting on the super flame gate. And then you actually have to manually talk to this guy again, and it'll give you the dragonfly. And we got another Japanese one.
Can you swim?
Spyro. Nani wunya. I don't really know anything about Japanese people or anything. I've noticed though, it does seem like the range on this particular instance of the super flame is not as good as the one in Luau Island. I don't know if it's just because the level seems bigger, so it looks like it's not reaching as far. But yeah, and okay, just Spyro having a little episode there. So yeah, we're at another pool of water. You can't do the swimming in the air glitch in this level because the sort of like the lip of the pool is too tall. So you can't really like mess with the head bash. There's a weird ripple effect in the water. I don't know what's causing that. It's just always there. I decided to pick up the super flame again, just to have a bit of fun with it. That is, if Spyro wants to charge underwater, it's a little finicky. And then from here we can shoot an enemy, I guess, if I wanted to. Although this little area is a bit annoying, there's a slight platforming thing that's is that you kind of have to be stood at a particular angle if you want to secure a if you want to like secure you want to be stood at a particular point if you want to make sure that you definitely get across. But it can be a bit awkward because you can sort of bump into one of the pillars at the sides. I mean, you can stand away from the pillar just if you really want to. It's not exactly playing it safe then, is it? But you barely make that jump, and it seems like it wasn't intended to be that way, and the platforms are too far apart. But yeah, we're at our last cannon. Yeah, we create a big force field that makes it swing. So now we can go pick up a dragonfly from the other teddy. But not before we take care of these goobers. And pick up the gems. Slowly but surely. The tagline of Spyro to the Dragonfly. Slowly but surely. We'll get there. And there you are. Now give me the dragonfly. Give me it now.
Help, Spyro. Here's a dragonfly for you.
You may dispense with the pleasantries, Danny. All I want is the dragonfly.
Hey, it's Rick.
And we got Rick. Good old Rick. Who's Rick? And now it's just a bit of a... well, there's this like area at the back. It's the clock tower. And it's got some really narrow corridors. Like, these are very narrow and windy. But I think it's like... I don't know if it's sloping slightly or something. No, I don't think it is. I think it's just weird. Now I don't know if that force field on the hourglass is supposed to be all sort of flashy and Caesar inducing, but I guess we'll just roll with it. So yeah, we got this unnecessary platform. I don't know why it's here, because you can just glide from... and that was close. You can just glide from the clock tower platform to the start of the level. I think it's there just to show that you can go back to the start of the level from here, but it's really not necessary. And here comes here's another dragonfly inside the clock tower. The cogs aren't moving, so how does anything work? And we've got Goose.
Hey, it's Goose.
That's Goose, not Groose.
Look out, Spyro. It's Goose and his gang of bullies.
Immediately followed by Mrs. Thatcher over here. Hey, it's Margaret. Oh, and here are the children's milk. And thus the day was saved by Spyro. So up this tower is our other challenge portal. Strange thing that occurs here is the sparkling goes through the walls. Like, sparkle, sparkle, the magic is here. Come to me.
The puppy palace is under attack. Please, save us from the battleship.
And then we got this... I don't know why this bear has such a really different voice to all the others. But yeah, this is our first Spitfire mission. It's a bit like it's a bit like the Crash 3 like flying levels, only not as good. And you have a sort of like a fly faster button, machine guns and missiles. The machine guns are meant to be for taking out the small guys, but it's not like Crash where they'll fly in front of you and you have to shoot you. You can just turn on like pretty quickly and you'll probably like almost never get hit. The battleships have cannonballs, but they're very slow shooting, so there's no reason not to use the missiles. Just keep spamming them, and you just keep flying around in a circle in this strategy, just completely ignoring the small planes, and you'll get this done easily. The only problem is that the battleships have so much health, and there isn't too much of an indication other than just how it starts setting on fire and stuff. But they have quite a lot of health, so it is a bit boring because you are just going around in a circle, just shooting the same thing over and over. And I don't think it instantaneously says like 1 out of 4. It's like once the battleship actually falls and disappears, I think. We'll see in a moment. Again, as well, if you want to speed things up like I am, just don't let go of the fly faster button. The music's a bit serious. Yeah, there. The ship does the counter doesn't go up until the ship actually like completely falls. But they fall pretty quickly, so you'll be able to tell anyway when you got it. So yeah, we're almost done. Just this one left to go, and there we have it. So yeah, pretty easy challenge.
Puppy Palace is safe once again. This dragonfly was taking.
So we got Squeaky Voice Pudgy over here giving us our Dragonfly.
Hey, it's Tweedle.
We've got Tweedle. Now is that Tweedledee or Tweedledum? We may never know. Most likely won't.
Defend. Okay.
So now we just have to get the final gems in the level, and this level does a thing. It's a bit reminiscent of Ice Cavern from the first game, which you have to glide around and get some gems. Only I hit the top of the tower, so yep, derp, indeed. That's the annoying thing with the hitboxes in this game. You try and play it safe and try not to hit something, and then you end up still and then hitting it anyway. Yeah, these are probably some of the gems that you may be missing. But yeah, it's a bit like in Spyro 1 in Ice Cavern, where there's a bit at the start of the level as opposed to the end that you can glide around. It takes you to the end of the level. There's no gems or anything in that one, it just gives you some extra lives. But as we can see here, I'm still missing some gems. It's always the gems. And then we got the weird audio glitch, where well, like the fanfare to say that we got everything just goes is like much lower pitch. It's like it's like just someone there with a with his own trumpet, and he's just kind of like giving up, or he's not feeling as happy. He's as burnt out as we are from from this game. So yeah, now to just go through the exit portal. So yeah, that's Cloud 9 done, but we're not quite done yet in this part. It's a special loading screen here, and a rather arbitrary cutscene. I think it only happens when you get a certain amount of dragonflies, because I've had it happen on different levels. Like the first time I saw it is when I actually beat the level we're doing after this.
Where are they? Where are my dragonflies? Excuse me, oh short one.
And these are like the only times you get to see Crush and Gulp talk.
Something went wrong with your scepter. I think the dragonflies were scattered all over. Scattered! Scattered!
Now apparently those two died there. Apparently Ripto killed them in his anger there, which explains why they're not bosses or anything, but you think maybe see him earlier on or something. We get another instance of Ripto's weird draw. The weird Stretch Armstrong draw. And then he mentions about sending out his Riptox like he hasn't already. It does seem like it's a cutscene that was supposed to maybe happen straight after the first one in the game, but it seems a bit out of place there, and some things don't seem like they make complete sense, but well, nothing much I can do about that. But yeah, that was it for this part. See you in the next one.